Hello and welcome back to the English Audiobook Library. Today we're going to tackle one of the biggest challenges English learners face: how to stop translating in your head and start thinking directly in English. If you find yourself translating every sentence from your native language before speaking, if conversations feel slow and exhausting, or if you struggle to respond quickly in English, this video will change everything for you. Thinking in English is the key difference between intermediate learners and truly fluent speakers. When you think in English, conversations become natural. Your speaking speed increases dramatically, and English stops feeling like hard work. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why translation holds you back, what it really means to think in English, and most importantly, I'll give you practical, proven techniques to make this transformation happen. This isn't theory. These are actionable strategies you can start using today. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to thinking in English naturally. So let's dive in and transform how your brain processes English. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more transformative English lessons and free audiobooks. Section 1: Why Translation Holds You Back. Before we learn how to think in English, let's understand why translating is such a problem. It makes you slow. When you translate, your brain does double work. You think in your native language, translate to English, speak, then translate back to understand responses. This process takes time, precious seconds in real conversations. While you're translating, native speakers have already moved to the next topic. It creates errors. Translation causes mistakes because languages don't match perfectly. Idioms don't translate directly. Grammar structures differ between languages. Word order changes. When you translate literally, you create sentences that sound unnatural or confusing to native speakers. For example, in some languages you might say, "I have hunger," but English requires "I am hungry." Direct translation creates "I have hungry," which is wrong. It's exhausting. Translation is mentally draining. After 30 minutes of constantly translating, your brain is tired. This is why conversations in a second language feel so exhausting. You're using twice the mental energy of native speakers. It limits your fluency. True fluency means thinking and responding automatically, without conscious translation. As long as you're translating, there's a barrier between you and natural, effortless English. Breaking this barrier is essential for reaching advanced levels. The good news: your brain is incredibly adaptable. With the right techniques and consistent practice, you can train yourself to think in English. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Every bilingual person you've ever met made this transition, and so can you. Section 2: What does thinking in English really mean? Let's clarify what we're actually trying to achieve. Direct language processing. Thinking in English means your brain processes English directly without using your native language as an intermediary. When someone asks, "How are you?" your brain automatically thinks, "I'm fine." Thanks, without translating from your language first. Automatic responses. You respond to questions immediately without conscious translation. The words flow naturally, just as they do in your native language. You're not constructing sentences. Word by word, you're expressing ideas fluidly. Inner. Dialogue in English. Your internal monologue, that voice in your head, speaks English. When you're thinking about your day, making plans, or talking to yourself mentally, it happens in English, not your native language. Dreaming in English. This is often considered the ultimate sign of thinking in English. When you dream in English, your subconscious has fully integrated the language. This doesn't happen immediately, but it's a wonderful milestone when it does. Natural word association. When you hear or read an English word, you don't translate it to your language. You directly understand its meaning. The word dog immediately brings the image and concept of a dog to mind, without passing through your native word for dog. Important understanding. Thinking in English doesn't mean forgetting your native language. You remain fully bilingual. It simply means creating a direct pathway in your brain for English, separate from translation. Section 3. Practical techniques to start thinking in English. Now let's get into the actionable strategies that will transform how your brain processes English. Technique 1. Narrate your life in English. This is the most powerful technique for developing English thinking. How to do it. As you go through your day, describe what you're doing in English inside your head. When you wake up, think, I'm waking up. I need to brush my teeth. I'm feeling hungry. What should I have for breakfast? As you cook, think, I'm cutting vegetables. The water is boiling. I need to add salt. While commuting, think, the bus is crowded today. I should have left earlier. That building is interesting. Start with simple present tense and basic vocabulary. Gradually increase complexity as it becomes easier. The goal is to make English your mental language for everyday activities. Why it works. This technique forces your brain to operate in English constantly, building strong neural pathways. You're training yourself to express thoughts directly in English without translation. Technique 2. Ask and answer questions in English. Create mental conversations with yourself entirely in English. How to do it. Throughout your day, ask yourself questions in English and answer in English. What am I doing right now? I'm reading a book. What do I need to do later? I need to call my friend. How am I feeling? I'm feeling good but a little tired. Make it varied. Ask about your opinions, plans, memories, and feelings. What did I enjoy about today? What should I do this weekend? What's my favorite memory from childhood? Why it works. This simulates real conversation entirely in English, preparing your brain for actual English discussions without the translation step. Technique 3. Think in simple English first. Don't try to translate complex thoughts directly. How to do it. Start with simple sentences and simple vocabulary. Instead of trying to express complicated ideas in perfect English, express them in simple English first. For example, instead of struggling to translate, I'm contemplating whether to purchase this sophisticated electronic device. Think I'm thinking about buying this thing. Or should I buy this phone? As your English improves, your internal English becomes more sophisticated naturally. But starting simple removes the overwhelming feeling that makes you fall back on translation. Why it works. Simple language is easier to think in directly. As you build confidence with simple thoughts, complexity develops naturally without forcing translation. Technique 4. Use English for all your digital devices. Change your environment to English. How to do it. Change your phone language to English. Change your computer settings to English. Use English for social media. Read news in English. Watch shows in English with English subtitles initially, then without. Your shopping list should be in English. Your calendar and reminders should be in English. Your notes should be in English. Why it works. Constant exposure in multiple contexts trains your brain to default to English. When your environment is English dominant, your internal language shifts to match. Technique 5. Mental practice before conversations. Prepare your brain for English mode before speaking. How to do it. Before English conversations, classes, or meetings, spend 5 minutes thinking only in English. Narrate what you're doing, review relevant vocabulary, ask yourself questions about the upcoming conversation. This mental warm-up switches your brain into English mode. So you start the conversation already thinking in English rather than trying to switch during the conversation. Why it works. Just as athletes warm up before competition, your brain performs better when primed. This preparation reduces the temptation to translate during actual conversations. Technique 6. Stop mid-translation. Catch yourself translating and deliberately stop. How to do it. When you notice yourself translating from your native language, stop immediately. Take a breath. Try to express the thought directly in English, even if it's simpler than what you originally wanted to say. If you can't find the words, describe the concept using words you do know, rather than translating. For example, if you can't remember refrigerator, say, the cold box where we keep food, or the kitchen machine that keeps food cold. Why it works. This breaks the translation habit consciously. Each time you choose direct English expression over translation, you strengthen the direct pathway. Technique 7. Learn phrases, not words. Build your English vocabulary in chunks that are ready to use. How to do it. Instead of learning individual words and their translations, learn complete phrases and expressions. Don't learn take and translate it. Learn take a break, take your time, take care, take a shower as complete units. When you learn make a decision, you don't think make equals to do in my language. Decision equals choice. You just know the complete phrase means to choose something. Why it works. Phrases are thinking units. Native speakers think in phrases and expressions, not individual words. Learning this way mimics natural language processing. Technique 8. Immerse in English content you love. Surround yourself with engaging English content. How to do it. Find English content you genuinely enjoy. Books, podcasts, YouTube channels, TV shows, movies, music. Choose topics you're passionate about. If you love cooking, watch cooking shows in English. If you love technology, follow tech channels in English. The key is enjoyment. When you're genuinely interested, you engage with the content naturally rather than translating mechanically. Why it works. Passionate engagement creates emotional connections with English. Your brain stops treating English as foreign and starts seeing it as a natural way to access things you love. Technique 9. Think about topics you know well. Use your expertise to build English thinking. How to do it. Choose topics you know deeply. Your job, your hobby, your area of study. Mentally explain these topics to yourself in English. Describe processes, list items, explain concepts. If you're a cook, mentally describe recipes in English. If you're a programmer, think about code in English. If you're a parent, think about parenting decisions in English. Why it works. When you already understand the content deeply, you focus entirely on English expression rather than on understanding the concepts. This makes English thinking easier and builds confidence. Technique 10. Practice daily meditation in English. Use mindfulness to strengthen English thinking. How to do it. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily in quiet meditation where you observe your thoughts in English. Notice sensations. I feel the chair under me. I hear cars outside. My breath is slow and deep. Focus on present moment awareness described in simple English. This peaceful, focused practice strengthens English as your thinking language. Why it works. Meditation creates calm. Focused mental states ideal for building new mental habits. Associating English with calm, awareness rather than stressful translation, makes it feel more natural. Section 4. Overcoming challenges. Let's address common obstacles you'll face and how to overcome them. Challenge 1. My English isn't good enough to think in. Many learners believe they need advanced English before they can think in English. This is backwards. The solution: you don't need perfect English to think in English. You need to think in English to improve your English. Start with whatever vocabulary you have. Think in simple English. As you practice, your English for thinking will naturally improve. Even with 500 words, you can think, I am hungry. What food do I want? Maybe rice or bread. I will cook now. This is thinking in English, even if it's basic. Challenge 2. I keep forgetting and falling back to my language. This is completely normal and expected. The solution: don't be discouraged when you catch yourself translating. Simply notice it, stop, and switch back to English thinking. Every time you notice and correct, you're making progress. Use reminders. Set phone alerts that say, think in English now, several times daily. Consistency matters more than perfection. Keep redirecting your thoughts to English, and gradually it becomes more automatic. Challenge 3. It takes too much mental effort. Yes, at first it does. Thinking in a second language is hard work initially. The solution? Start small. Don't try to think in English all day. Begin with 5 minutes during your morning routine. Then add 5 minutes during lunch. Gradually expand. As neural pathways strengthen, it becomes easier and less tiring. Think of it like exercise. Running is exhausting when you start, but becomes easier with consistent training. Your brain is the same. Challenge 4. I don't know enough words. Vocabulary limitations are real obstacles. The solution: use the words you do know creatively. Describe concepts using simple words. If you don't know disappointed, say, I feel sad because I wanted something different. This description uses English thinking, which is more valuable than translation. Simultaneously build vocabulary through context, not translation. Learn words from how they're used, not from dictionary definitions in your language. Challenge 5. I think slower in English than my language. Of course you do, for now. The solution: accept that English thinking is initially slower. That's okay. Speed comes with practice. Native speakers think quickly in English because they've had tens of thousands of hours of practice. You're building the same neural pathways, but they need time to develop. Focus on thinking in English, not on speed. Speed naturally increases as the pathways strengthen. Section 5. Measuring your progress. How do you know if you're making progress? Here are the signs.
Sign 1. Catching yourself thinking in English.
You suddenly notice you've been thinking in English without trying. Maybe you were planning your day and realized you were doing it in English naturally. These moments mean the transformation is happening. Sign 2. Faster response times. You notice you're answering questions more quickly. There's less pause between hearing a question and responding. Conversations feel smoother and less exhausting. Sign 3. Fewer translation moments. You catch yourself translating less frequently. More words and phrases come to mind directly in English without passing through your native language first. Sign 4. English words surface first. Sometimes the English word comes to mind before your native language word. You might even forget your native word while remembering the English one. This is a wonderful sign. Sign 5. Simpler expression feels natural. You stop trying to translate complex thoughts and naturally express ideas simply in English. This simplification is actually progress. You're thinking in English. Patterns rather than translating native language patterns. Sign 6. English and dreams. If you start dreaming in English or having English conversations in dreams, your subconscious is processing English as a natural language. This is advanced level progress. Sign 7. English internal monologue. Your self-talk naturally happens in English sometimes without conscious effort. You're mentally talking to yourself in English, especially about topics you frequently discuss in English. Section 6. Creating your practice plan. Let me give you a concrete plan to implement these techniques. Week 1 Foundation. Start narrating simple activities. Morning routine, breakfast, commute. 5 minutes, 3 times daily. Don't worry about perfect grammar or vocabulary. Just think in simple English continuously for those 5 minutes. Week 2 Expansion. Add mental question and answer sessions. Each evening, ask yourself 5 questions about your day in English and answer in English. Continue your narration practice. Week 3 Environment Shift. Change phone and computer to English. Start writing shopping lists and reminders in English. Continue previous practices. Week 4 Content Immersion. Add 30 minutes daily of English content you enjoy. Try to engage without translating. Continue all previous practices. Ongoing, consistency and patience. Continue these practices daily. Gradually expand the amount of time you think in English. Be patient with yourself. This transformation takes months, not days. But every day of practice brings you closer. Set monthly goals. Month 1, think in English for 15 minutes daily total. Month 2, 30 minutes daily total. Month 3, 1 hour daily total. Month 6, default to English thinking in familiar situations. Congratulations! You now have a complete system for transforming how your brain processes English. Let's recap the key points. Translation holds you back because it's slow, creates errors, is exhausting, and limits fluency. Thinking in English means direct language processing, automatic responses, inner dialogue in English, and natural word association. The most powerful techniques are narrating your life in English, asking and answering mental questions, thinking in simple English first, changing your devices to English, mentally preparing before conversations, stopping mid-translation, learning phrases rather than words, immersing in content you love, thinking about topics you know well, and practicing meditation in English. Common challenges include feeling your English isn't good enough, forgetting and falling back, mental effort required, limited vocabulary, and slower thinking speed. All of these are normal and overcome with consistent practice. Signs of progress include catching yourself thinking in English naturally, faster response times, fewer translation moments, English words surfacing first, simpler expression feeling natural, English appearing in dreams, and spontaneous English internal monologue. Most importantly, remember this is a gradual transformation. You won't wake up tomorrow thinking entirely in English, but with daily practice using these techniques, you will notice changes within weeks and dramatic transformation within months. Every bilingual person you admire went through this process. The difference between them and you is simply time and practice. You're on the same journey, just at an earlier stage. Here at the English Audiobook Library, we support your transformation with practical lessons and free audiobooks that help you immerse in natural English. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more transformative content. I'd love to hear from you. Are you currently translating in your head? Have you experienced any moments of thinking in English? What challenges are you facing? Share in the comments. Your experiences help other learners too. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with other English learners, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, thinking in English isn't a mysterious talent, it's a skill you can develop. Start today, practice consistently, and trust the process. Your brain is more powerful than you realize. Happy learning, and I'll see you in the next video.